This is the first time I've done Apollo, but I've definitely seen it a bunch of times. I've seen Peter Boal do it. I actually learned this with Peter Boal at SAB and variations class in, I think, 1997. So I was like 15. So it's nice coming full circle and actually being about to perform it with Pacific Northwest Ballet.
It's been going great in the studio. It's really been nice for me because I've never staged Apollo before. My first performance was when I was 20 years old, and the last performance was my retirement from the New York City Ballet. I think I must have done about 100 performances over those 20 years. For me, it was always about an unformed person, very boyish, almost toddler, and then in the span of 30 minutes, graduating and learning things like reserve, manners, learning that the essence is enough and all the extraneous isn't necessary. And I think that's where people can relate to the ballet. It's the fact that there's a process of evolution and growth.
Peter definitely knows what he wants. He knows the ballet like the back of his hand. In the version that's done now, we skip the prologue, which is the birth scene. So when Apollo's born, he doesn't know how to walk, he doesn't really know how to do anything. But where we start at the variation, it's hard to actually make the illusion that we're still figuring out our legs and how to walk and how to do our steps. And I think that would be the hardest part, is the progression in becoming a god.
So each muse offers a valuable gift to Apollo. The first is Calliope, and she's the muse of poetry. Polyhymnia is the muse of drama and mime. At the end, she misspeaks. She's not supposed to speak, and she utters something out of her mouth at the end. And he sort of admonishes her with this gesture. Terpsichore sort of lights passion. She's the muse of dance, and Apollo sees similarities. She does steps that he stands up to imitate. Somewhere in the middle, she stumbles in one of her steps and resolves it in a very controlled way. And Apollo spent the beginning of the ballet trying to walk like a newborn colt. She says, I too stumble, and this is how I find my balance again. And that's where I think he realizes that this is the teacher.
Balancing definitely changed everything when he choreographed all these black and white ballets. There's more hips, there's more turned in posing. Music is used so differently, and it's so hard to actually hear the rhythm of the steps. It's not just beat, 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 like in classical ballet. In Apollo, there's a lot of syncopated steps where it's 1 and 2, or I would have to go over the steps.
I keep saying to them, as you come on stage, think of you're going to the temple. It's just a higher place. Doesn't mean you're not going to have fun in that place. There won't be smiles, but there's sort of a reverence that just entering the stage in Apollo will have. And I think everybody gets that.
It's definitely an honor to do this ballet. You know, watching all these great principals that did this ballet, and now it's my opportunity this year. So that's a cool feeling.